Well, good afternoon. This is your 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. We have a beautiful Friday. If you haven't stepped outside, you might want to do that. A lot of sunshine, a dry day today. No risk of thunderstorms across central Ohio today. It's a different story, though, on Saturday. Tomorrow, we are watching for this severe weather risk, and it's going to be somewhere in the middle part of the day, maybe early afternoon, with the pretty strong cold front that's going to roll into the Buckeye State. Let me show you what the bullet points are here with our weather impact alert for Saturday. And it's a kind of a narrow window, I think, of opportunity here, 11 a.m. to about 4 p.m. And it might actually be stacked a little bit closer towards the front end of this than at the back of it, because that's when I think we're going to see the front come in, and that's what's really going to give us that chance of some severe weather. And I think a lot of the thunderstorms are going to be east of I-71, and I'll show you that coming up on the forecast radar. There you go. Get things a little bit sized there as far as the camera height. So I would recommend having the app, of course. Just be aware of what's going on tomorrow. 11 a.m., noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere right in there. A line of showers and storms will come across central Ohio. And I think once it reaches us and goes just to the east of us, that's probably where the biggest risk is. You can see it here on the severe weather risk map. And anywhere in yellow here is a slight risk for severe weather. A lot of that, and you kind of see it, it kind of does favor I-71 and then off towards a lot of the eastern part of our state. And again, this is for Saturday. The risk with this and the severe weather risk of this when the storms come in, I think it's really about the wind. I think that these storms could push out some strong damaging winds. I think the risk for everything else is pretty low. Tornadoes low, hail's low, flooding is low, but it could be a windy scenario for tomorrow. And it does look like it's going to impact the OSU spring game. Everything it's all sort of overlapping on the same times. And so the start of the spring game is right at noon. And I think that's right in the middle of our risk for having showers and thunderstorms come right across central Ohio. Yes, there could be some strong winds with these. Some of them could be strong to severe thunderstorms. And we're going to have an early high tomorrow of about 78 degrees right at noon. And then the temperature will start to drop pretty considerably in the afternoon behind a cold front. And it's actually this one coming out of the Rockies. You can see some snow behind it there in parts of Colorado, coming out of Wyoming. That front will move in here and swoop through central Ohio 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. The view outside right now, though, a lot of sunshine. It is a beautiful Friday, and it's warm. Temperatures are in the upper 70s. This is probably where we're going to be tomorrow for at least a brief time tomorrow. But 76 out of John Glenn right now, about 80 in some of the southern counties, a little bit cooler up to the north, looking at 71 degrees through some of the Bucyrus area and Mansfield. Over the next 12 hours, I keep it totally dry in the forecast, clear skies all the way through tonight. Then we will add cloud cover early tomorrow morning. So increasing clouds into the morning hours tomorrow. Overnight lows will be in the 60s. And when you look at the forecast highs, so today 82, 78 tomorrow. Today and tomorrow are warmer than normal by 17 degrees today, 13 above the norm tomorrow. Then we really cool off. You can see the change coming behind the front on Saturday. It does turn colder on Sunday and also Monday. Both days will be cooler than normal for a change. Our rain chances are 80% tomorrow with this front coming through, and then it dries us out and cools us down. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all dry. 20% chance on Wednesday and Thursday. When you look at next week, the chances of overall precipitation are pretty low, with just 2 small chances on Wednesday and Thursday. All right, so let's talk about the timing for all of this. This is the hour by hour, the forecast radar. You can see the clock right here. We have a very nice afternoon and evening right now. I have nothing moving in through 11 o'clock tonight. Now, once we get into the early morning hours tomorrow, this is 6 a.m., we'll start to see the clouds increase. To the west, we'll start to see showers and storms begin to develop. And this is, again, at 6 a.m. There's like an initial little batch of some showers and storms that may come through right there. They slide off. Now, this is the 11 a.m. to noon time frame. This is not indicating anything explosive at this point, anything major. But certainly any one of these storms could be strong, maybe severe, with some strong winds. And again, this is at noon tomorrow. And then that line slides just to the east of us by 2 p.m. And then by 4, it's out of here. So again, it's a pretty narrow window of opportunity to get this front in and get it out, get it through the area and off to the east. You know, by the time we get to a little bit later in the night, this is all just rain showers. At this point, the temperature has dropped significantly and the severe weather risk is basically zero at this point. So we may have a little bit of rain, a second batch of rain kind of come up from the south and brush some of the eastern counties. Low temperatures tonight will all be in the 60s. Across a lot of central Ohio. High temperatures tomorrow, right at about 77, 78 degrees here for the Columbus area, but you can really see the front, the effects already with the high temperatures tomorrow. So the numbers will be dropping fast in the afternoon. That 78 is going to be an early high. Here is your 10 weather impact 7-day forecast. So we do have a weather impact alert for tomorrow, and it's really that time frame of like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Sunday, it's a calm day. It's going to be sunny. It'll be drier, but a lot cooler. And that 55 is probably an early high as well. It probably will turn colder during the day. On Monday, 51, 34 in the morning, 35 on Tuesday morning. So we've got possibly some frosty conditions in the forecast here for a couple of mornings. And then there are the 20% chances of a couple of showers there by the time we roll through Wednesday and Thursday, and high temperatures do recover into the mid to upper 70s. I mean, Friday of next week right now is looking pretty good at about 78 degrees. All right, let's talk about Michigan. So some areas near Sheboygan, Michigan, southeast of Mackinac City, continue to deal with flooding. It has been devastating. And the concerns over a potential dam failure are there, and some people have already left the area. Kyla Russell reports.
We're right off of the northeast side of the Black Lake, and just to give you a visual, I am 5 feet 4 inches. This water is about up to my waist. This right here is an air conditioning, and inside of here is a living room. The water is nearly up to the window level.
And this is how deep everything is now.
This cabin has been here for almost 90 years. It's a family fixture, now a flooded frame. The people who own it say they've never seen water this wild.
But it's going to keep going up. So now I'm saving things.
I just feel really bad for these folks.
Their neighbor, Jeff Gapshinsky, has been coming right here since he was a kid.
It's 24 inches here. That's 26 inches deep here. It's devastating. It's just simply devastating. There's this place here it's been here since 1939.
Officials say water levels continue to climb, driven by stronger flow through the spill gate at a nearby dam. Bill Rattray has lived here for decades, and like Jeff, he's never seen this kind of surge. The current is so forceful. Lost gear is drifting up right to his deck.
This morning while I was having a cup of coffee, I seen a raft kind of floating right up on my property, and I said, where did that come from? Somebody be looking for it in the fall. Didn't want it to hit the house or anybody else's house, so I just took a rope and tied it up to a tree. So there you go. Hopefully the owner will come by and retrieve it in the spring. The devastation comes as water levels rise at the Sheboygan Dam, and officials worry the dam could fail. Part of the city of Sheboygan is being warned to pack their bags in the likely case of evacuation. And here on the Black Lake, many people are leaving town, Bill included. We're leaving today, and we're going to be spending time with our daughter in Traverse City. Okay. And we have people up here that year-round, a good neighbor by me, will keep good track of my house while I'm gone.
My neighbors are trying to help their house right now, but who knows what's going to happen. All the way up to the lid of the toilet.
And just to give you even more of a visual, those chairs that you're looking at right there, that's normally where people are enjoying with a picnic table and a meal. Many people here tell me they're hopeful they get back to that normal very soon. Reporting here on the northeast side of the Black Lake, I'm Kyla Russell, Local 4.
Gosh, that looks awful. Elsewhere in Michigan, new video shows crews pulling a car out of a massive sinkhole. This is always interesting when you can see the video of these sinkholes. So this was in the town of Fremont, and you can see the hole is really, well, shoot, I don't think we have the right video. I was hoping to see the sinkhole. Well, anyway, I'll explain it and I'll describe it. So the hole, as you can imagine, is pretty large. Investigators say the driver was thankfully not injured, and they believe the sinkhole may have been caused from some of the local flooding and some of the video that we have been looking at. All right, so in Pennsylvania, a man was struck and killed by lightning at a gas station in Wisconsin on Wednesday night. But there's more to the story. This is actually the first lightning fatality in the U.S. this year, which is actually pretty amazing.
Flash floods, tornado damage, even hail. But during this train of daily severe storms rumbling through southeastern Wisconsin this week, it's the lightning that's claimed the first life.
2001 Golf, male on the ground. Our caller believes he was possibly struck by lightning.
A 41-year-old truck driver from Pennsylvania struck down as he walked across a Quick Trip parking lot on Gulf Road in Waukesha Wednesday night, the first lightning death in the country this year.
Just remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. As long as you can hear that thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning.
UW-Madison's Chris Tomer is a national expert on lightning safety. He says this marks only the fourth fatal lightning strike in Wisconsin in the last 10 years. But with 2 million lightning events every year in the state, it's not to be taken lightly.
Even though the odds of it actually impacting anybody are low, when lightning impacts somebody, it's a significant impact. It's lifelong injuries or it's fatalities.
Tomer says the vast majority of incidents occur within a few feet of a safe place, urging people to wait out storms if at all possible. When you're out and about with storms, do you think about that?
Sure, yeah, you don't want to get hit by a lightning strike, so yeah.
What do you do to kind of stay safe?
Go inside if we can.
It's one of those things that I guess you got to be aware of when there's severe weather in the area.
Jonathan Etley said the severe storms this week have had his family scrambling for the basement. This death is a sober reminder of the risk.
I take my wife and kids to that Quick Trip all the time to get donuts and smoothies. So I feel for the gentleman that lost his life last night. That was pretty tragic.
Yep, that's lightning is just super dangerous. So here's something else. A vital system of ocean currents in the Atlantic Ocean is actually weakening. And according to researchers, it could be far closer to collapse than previously thought. The Atlantic, what's called the, this is a good one, the meridional overturning circulation known as the AMOC transports heat, salt, and fresh water through the Atlantic Ocean. So essentially what we're dealing with here is when you start to melt a lot of glaciers and icebergs, it pushes fresh water into the ocean, and so that affects the mixture and the density of all of that water, which then affects the current. So that's the Cliff Notes version of what we're actually talking about. So they found that the AMOC is on course to slow by more than 50% by the end of the century. According to the study, and this is just their quote, substantial weakening would have a catastrophic impact on our weather and climate, pushing Europe into a deep freeze, accelerating sea level rise along the U.S. coast and driving prolonged droughts in Africa. End of quote. That's what they say about that. All right, so on April 11th, 1970, the powerful Saturn V rocket carrying the Apollo 13 mission launched from the Kennedy Space Center on what was intended to be humanity's third lunar landing. Unfortunately, the mission did not go as planned. What many viewed as a now routine mission soon had millions around the globe glued to the television, watching and hoping and praying for a positive outcome for one of the most intense episodes in the history of space exploration. You might recall this if you were around. An oxygen tank in the service module exploded 2 days into the mission on April 13th, disabling its electrical and life support systems. This prompted the now infamous line, "Houston, we have a problem." Today is the anniversary of the crew's return to Earth when they splashed down in the Pacific Ocean near Samoa. Only when the crew was safely aboard the recovery ship, the USS Iwo Jima, could everyone at NASA and around the world finally begin to exhale. I remember that, some of that, certainly the after stories. All right, so finally today, let's check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. Following up on the Apollo 13 splashdown anniversary, NASA released new video of the Artemis II launch from cameras affixed to the rocket itself. On April 1st, the SLS, or Space Launch System, rocket lifted off, sending 4 astronauts on a test flight around the moon and back aboard their Orion spacecraft. Well, these cameras developed by engineers at NASA Marshall are able to survive some of the harshest environments during launch. All right, so now let's enjoy these cherry blossoms, which were in full bloom in New York City on Thursday afternoon. Riverside Park at Manhattan's West Side was full of vibrant pink and stark white cherry blossom trees. The city has been experiencing record-breaking heat this week, with high temperatures reaching the upper 80s and even low 90s. And even here in Columbus, I mean, we had that record breaker the other day in the middle 80s. So, and we've had a bunch of 80s here. Temperatures are typically 20 to 30 degrees cooler there for this time of the year. And we can relate. I mean, our temps are running about 15 to 20 degrees above where they should be for this time of the year. So that's going to do it for this 10 Weather Impact Show. Again, just a reminder on our weather impact alert for Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Just be on the lookout when that strong cold front barrels into central Ohio with some rain and even a couple of strong, maybe severe thunderstorms. I'll be here through the course of this evening, 4, 5, 6, and of course back at 11, and I'll have all the latest. I'm going to be looking at the new data here very shortly. Appreciate you tuning in here.